Well, hello and welcome and hello, greetings and salutations. Thank you for joining me on this very, very special hard hitting edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Today, we, of course, are talking SoFi Technologies Incorporated. Um, I know there's a tendency to be disappointed on these days when the stock, looks like it's making a big run and then it sells off and pulls way back, but lest ye forget, this stock is just moving up just a month ago off the low sixes. And in fact, I was just doing a little sharding and charting, as I like to do, being the chart master that I am with an unlimited supply of tidy whities here in the office, taking a look at the chart, and it's actually made like a 26% move or 27% move to the upside in the last 8 trading days. So that's an average of about 3.5% per day. That's somewhat sustainable growth. Anything steeper than that to the upside, and people who think, SoFi is an anomaly, SoFi is getting picked on, it's starting to act a lot more normal over time. It was a lot easier to manipulate the stock when it was very much in doubt that it was going to be staying in business, making money, et cetera, et cetera. Now it's, much more stable. I would argue that there are basically 2 rotations going on. There's money rotating back into not just fintechs, but growth stocks, and also, of course, mid cap, small cap stocks, as the price of money comes back down to earth from the, multi-decade highs that we've seen interest rates at for the last couple of years here. But we're finally seeing the first rate cut, I believe, in 4 years or something like that. So anyway, a lot is changing with SoFi. You're not just seeing a sector rotation, you're not just seeing the small cap rotation, but you're also seeing a fundamental change in the nature of SoFi as a stock, as a company, going from this sort of risky meme SPAC, student loan company that could go out of business, be regulated out of business, dealing with crypto. And it's moved from that to an extremely, I would argue, stable, conservative, very low risk investment that is very well hedged. The risk that they face is very well mitigated. The things the bears latch on to. Now, that's why I say, the bears and shorts are basically rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, and there's an iceberg dead ahead, and that's guidance, that's EPS. I mean, I honestly feel like Noto was pricing in 2 quarter point increase or 2 quarter point rate cuts this year. I think that's how conservative the guy is. That they got the 0.5 point, I think, is like, Christmas come early at the Noto house. Because I think what it means is they're going to increase guidance for Q4, I think, could be somewhat dramatically, at least in SoFi terms, which is basically a monotone windbreaker sort of thing, that type of drama, off Broadway, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, mum's the word. But, so not only Q4, which is important, and that'll be full year, obviously impact full year 2024. But what are they going to say about 2025? What are they going to say about this 55 to 80 cents guidance that they've given for 2026? I think these numbers can move up dramatically because SoFi has multiple businesses that are completely untapped. Home loans, they're getting into this business lending marketplace. I think by, early 2025, I think they'll be making their own business loans. I think they'll have their own business banking accounts. They're making all the right moves. These general counsel, Fed hire, getting rid of crypto, de-risking, keeping their ratios extremely conservative. They're doing and saying all the right things to appeal to the regulators. With my limited knowledge of the topic, perhaps some of you guys that know more about how, banking regulators approve like business banking versus I imagine it's all sort of tied together. You just have to, sort of cross all the T's, dot all the I's, put on a fresh pair of chonies, and there you go. Bing, bang, boom, you're approved. Hey, your chances of getting this license approved for business banking would be greatly improved if I had, say, $200 in my pocket. We're going to send in Ben Asfleck to negotiate on our behalf because he is a self-proclaimed genius. And much like the bologna sandwich Giuliano Bologna, the genius over at Compass Point, he also has a giant forehead. Whew. Need some water, guys. So it's easy to be disappointed, but I think there's a lot of reason not to be. I mean, take a look at the ARC F the Fintech innovation chart. That's over the last 30 days. And then take a look at the SoFi chart. I mean, SoFi has this one dramatic like gap up on the 28th where it goes from 750 to like 820. But that's, that's just an anomaly. If you actually look at it versus these other fintechs, the thing is, this is not SoFi's move. This move from 6 to 8, this is not SoFi's move as, a $10 SPAC. You look at stocks that have made these huge moves like Upstart. Upstart made a huge, what was it, like 30-40% move in a couple of days. And just by talking about guidance, the CEO just came out and was like, this is going to be our turnaround quarter. The market just went absolutely nuts. Now it's pulled back. But in terms of SoFi, it just keeps, what I say is they keep manipulating the starting line. They keep pushing the stock down before positive catalysts. So when you see this, okay, it pushed up a little bit on this news about interest rates. Well, no, it didn't, because the starting line has been manipulated so heavily. I mean, the stock was like $7.40 coming into that really good ER, very, very strong guidance. Now we got the bigger of the rate cuts, the best possible, the best possible outcome for SoFi going forward. And the stock's still in the low 8s. And people are capitulating. People are selling because the stock's, not being heavily shorted today. Here's a look at the live short interest for you turds that may or may not be interested. So interestingly, short interest is up to 200 million. Shares on loan only 210. Those have been going up. But the short ratios have been down every day. So it tells me there's a lot of churning. There's a lot of just algos selling to itself in sort of a Mexican standoff situation, sort of a, sausage fest, circle jerk frat party situation. A lot of guys in fedoras, a lot of dry jerking going on. If you know what I'm saying? A lot of beef jerky. Anyway, guys, we don't want to get too gay on this broadcast. It's not the point. If you guys want to party later, hit me up. Hello and welcome and hello. Sorry, guys, I've been on the phone all damn day talking to this person and that person, customer service, insurance, banks, you name it. I've been on hold and listening to some serious elevator and easy listening synthesizer hits today. But guys, hello and welcome and hello. It's Un Poco Moss. So they're returning 3 million shares today. It looks like, I think that's going to shoot back up exactly like it did yesterday. The chart is following exactly what it did. They're basically shorting. They're just holding the line here just above 8, trying to hope, those $8 calls don't print too heavily. Max Pain, the last day increased from 7 to 750. So you remember last time we looked at this, I think it was 7. Now it's up to 750 because everything's obviously rolling to the right. So as the stock goes up, that's what happens. People, roll their puts, they roll their calls, they roll their wheels right over the, short's toes, as it were. We're seeing that video of that like Arab guy in a Ferrari, like runs over a New York City cop's foot. Pull him out of the Ferrari and just slam him face down on the street. It's a weird video, but it's pretty funny. I don't know why I find that hilarious, but I do. I find weird things. Obviously, if you watch this channel, I have an absolutely stupid juvenile sense of humor. So that's just kind of the way it goes around here. What's up, Dale P? Palantir made a huge move, S&P 500 inclusion, but what I'm saying is SoFi can follow that same pattern. If you look at I know it's really hip to say AI and they're going to own the future and they're with defense. And I think Palantir is an absolutely great company. I'm taking nothing away from them, but I'm saying the valuation, if you look at the rate of growth, the margins, it's just comparing it to SoFi. SoFi to me is a much, much better buy at these levels. I mean, I just don't see how Palantir's earnings, sales growth, any of that justify the market cap right now. I mean, if you got in early at 8 or 12 and you made a ton of money, you ran it up and you want to hold it, for long term, and you think it's going to be a multi, hundreds of billions of dollar company, I'm sure it probably will eventually. It's a very unique company, and the argument would be, well, hey, SoFi is not unique. There's a million people who do what SoFi does. I would argue that SoFi is far more than the sum of its parts, and it's not just about management. It's about how they have built this digital native bank. They went out and got a banking charter. They went out and got a technology company so they can vertically integrate everything, do everything in-house, realize huge cost savings. Those cost savings at 80 or $100 million a year through doing everything in-house with Galileo in terms of their technology and their core, that doesn't sound like a huge number right now compared to their sales, but it's going to get much, much bigger on a per customer basis, because that's the beauty about technology, software, developing these things. As you scale, you just, they're just in the system. These new customers, these new members don't cost you anything. It's almost pure profit. I mean, yeah, as you grow and grow and grow, you have to hire some more management. You have to hire some more customer service people. You have to build some more servers. You have to do all these things, but that's cheap. What's expensive is real estate. What's expensive is a lot of people. What's expensive is a big head count. You got to keep your nut small. That's the whole key. If you've seen this movie, what is it? This is 40 with Paul Rudd, talking to that guy with like the lazy eye who's I forget the fog. I can't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but it's basically their artists. They're revamping these sort of previously hot artists, and their hot young artist has gout. It's pretty funny. It's like, take care of that gout foot. I can't remember the name, but anyway, that was a pretty funny movie, pretty dumb. I'm not usually the biggest like Paul Rudd fan, just because that sort of just apathetic, I care so little deal he does in every single movie. I think kind of gets old, but he is pretty funny. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh, this character again, but like, oh, it's kind of funny. I'll watch. Nothing else on. I'm a big turd. Anyway, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. I don't know why I'm talking about Paul Rudd and This is 40 and all that stuff. Then that director Apatow sticks that wife of his, Leslie Mann, in every single movie. Anyway, so we have the rotation to fintech. We have the transition from SoFi risky to far less risky, conservative, much more of a sure thing. I think as it pushes up to that 10, 11 level, over $10, you see a lot more institutions buying into the stock, mutual funds that can buy in at 10. Sorry, I forgot to take a photo, so I got to look back over my shoulder here. So rate cuts help SoFi, I think, far more than these other fintechs, these one-trick ponies. SoFi can pick the best of the best because demand's going to explode. And you hear Noto tweeting about personal loans, because personal loans are going to be where their highest interest rate are, their highest net interest margin. They're going to realize making the loans from their own in-house deposits. They save another 2% on the cost of those loans. So if you get less risk and you're able to pick the very, very best super premium customers, and you're able to push more money into personal loans, and you can look, that's why I was saying yesterday, SoFi is basically a data mining company. That's what Financial Insights, previously Relay, is. They look at your entire financial life, and then they use AI to basically offer you the right products, the right services that you want at that particular time for what's going on in your financial life. If you haven't seen the interview with that David Furrer, I'm saying his last name wrong, but he's the Galileo chief product guy. And he had 6 years. His previous 6 years was at Google Cloud, and previous career before that has been developing, solutions for companies. And the guy is very, very smart. Very impressive talk he did. I did, talked about it yesterday in my video. If you have a chance to go watch it, go check it out. And the guy whose channel that was, again, I'll try to link to it, but I never linked to anything. I don't even bother. I know how. Sorry. Guy's throat is so scratchy today. Just probably on the verge of getting sick here. Oh, joy. But if you look at SoFi, like, I remember this is kind of just anecdotal, but I remember looking at this, like, I know some of these things are kind of repetitive and kind of throwaway and kind of nonsense. They don't really make money, but that's what a lot of people said about Relay. Like, there's so many Relay accounts, like out of 8 million accounts, like 3 million or whatever Relay. I don't know. I'm just making up those numbers off the top of my head, but I kid you not, those Relay Financial Insight accounts might turn out to be the most valuable accounts of all. Because what this David guy was explaining is what is key to understanding all of this is data. Because if you have the right algorithms, if you have the smart programmers and you have the brilliant people to harness AI, write the right algorithms, all you have to do is ask it the right questions, give it the data, it spits out the answers, and it sells the highest profit products to your customers at just the right time without annoying the hell out of them. You don't want to bombard them. You don't need to be top of their wallet. You just need to be in front of their mind, have the right product presented to them in the right way at the right time. You're going to be able to cross-sell them for a minimal cost just because you had the data. You knew what they were thinking. You knew what they needed. You knew what was going on in their life. You knew that they had a kid going off to college. I had a close, bald friend who had a child going off to college recently. And, if SoFi knows, maybe he needs student loans, maybe he needs an auto loan, maybe he needs renter's insurance for the apartment or the dorm room. Maybe he needs a travel loan. Maybe he needs points for his travel credit card. Maybe he needs this. Maybe he needs that. Maybe he needs auto insurance. Maybe he needs some extra life insurance in case something happens. He wants his family to be taken care of. SoFi offers all of that. Last time I looked at this, there was probably half this many products up. I mean, they really are becoming that one-stop shop, that promise, that vision Anthony Noto laid out 6-7 years ago when he was hired as CEO. They were doing $300 million a year in sales. Brings a tear to my eye. When I think about America, I think about Anthony Noto. I think about SoFi Technologies Incorporated. I think about adjusted EBITDA. There's nothing more patriotic than adjusted EBITDA, folks. Because it takes out all the schmutz that affects a young company, and it lays bare the growth story, the rocket ship emoji trajectory. And another thing I wanted to talk about is the inevitability of SoFi. This model, this growth, these deposits, they're sticky. They're not going anywhere. These customers are highly satisfied. It's not the quarter point or the 1/10 of a point extra you get in interest. It's that they like SoFi. Most people honestly probably don't care if they're getting 4.5 or 4.75 or 4.6, but they don't want to be getting 0.01 on their money. I don't think they're going to be jumping around to get an extra quarter point. I think they're saying, okay, you're giving me a fair rate. When interest rates go up, my interest that I'm earning goes up. And when interest rates come down, my interest that I pay comes down. There's going to be that spread. And with SoFi, it's going to be huge. But, this product offering is just incredible. And I know a lot of these are outsourced at this time, but more and more are going to come in. And mortgage loans, those go off the books immediately. Those are pure profit. These insurance, these outsourced things, pure profit. Business solutions, business lending, again, referrals, pure profit. Eventually, we're going to move that stuff in-house. But for right now, it's a great source of immediate revenue, and it doesn't mess up the books at all. Just pure profit. You get a referral fee and you're done. You have no risk. Guys, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me. If you take a look at the let's just see the short ratios. This is another reason I think we continue to go up. So just going down 38, 31, 30, 29, 26, and 25. Lowest short volume ratios I've ever seen on SoFi. So what we've been waiting for, institutions to buy in, shorts to capitulate. I think both of those things are happening. As you saw the filings go from sort of 33% institutional ownership over the last couple of quarters up to 45, 46%. I think by now, when the filings come in for Q3 next few months, you're going to see institutional ownership is already above 50%. Like I said, I've been telling you, I think BlackRock and probably Goldman Sachs and a few others are going to flip the stock, the counterparties to the senior secured debt deal, drive it up. They're going to leave these shorts, in their wake, taking heavy losses. And I think that's what's happening now. Remember when they dramatically increased the short, it was from $7.20 to $6.80, and they've just been digging in here. So they're selling it off. Why are they selling it off? Kind of, in the afternoon, you saw it kind of go up, you accumulate. I think this is basically the situation of the stock is in a period of transition from, like I said, risky to less risky, more conservative, more long-term holders, more of your mutual funds, more of your ETFs. There'll be even more to buy in when the stock can hold above $10. But take a brief look at the chart, guys, and I think you'll see something pretty interesting. So this is 8 here. This is 820, 823. You see this triple top. Pardon me. Right here. It's a little bit easier to see when you pull back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this all happened basically on the 18th. So this has been consolidating. 17th is here. 18th is here. 19th is here. Consolidating 3 days above 8. That hasn't happened in a long, long time. And you're seeing action right around that 820, 823 level. Of course, 2 pump and dumps. This was obviously a major pump and dump on the interest rate announcement. And then today was just a slow kind of mountain pattern. Not really the mountain and hump. It just sold off. It was trading like 840, I think, pre-market 838. And then by the time it started trading, it just dropped all the way down. So, that's the manipulation, whatever you want to call it. But it is what it is, guys. They continue to be on the wrong side of the bet. The shorts, the bears, just continue to be on the wrong side of the bet. And the stock continues to steadily rise. Look at the difference between this attempt. Whoops, I'm in drawing mode here. Apologies. And then this attempt. So you see this just gap up and then go up, complete vertical. Test once, test twice the top. There's the third test. Oh, after the second one just completely sells off. You'll notice this is 8 here. So finds support right here at 8, tries to make another run, falls back below, and then 8 becomes resistance, gaps back down. And then basically fills this gap here. For those of you like Mr. Air Force that are interested in whether the stock's going to fill these gaps and where. It's really hard because he's not wrong. I mean, he's definitely not wrong, but there's gaps above as well. So you kind of go in your mind, like chronologically, you're like, well, the most recent gap could be the most important, but then you have to look at volume at that time. What was going on with the stock? Is it really a gap that was created by something dramatic that happened? Or was it just like a false sell-off, like a, KBW New Year's Day, tiny wing short attack? Just if you're playing, like I said, playing small ball south of the equator, that could create a gap as well, a bit of a gap in the market. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome and hello. It's Un Poco Moss. That was really, I think, all I had for today, but I just like this as consolidation and move up again. You notice what you'd expect to see, this to sell off, and it started to, and then it found support again above $8. Same exact little shoulder it had right here. So about 805. Then the next, so it's making higher lows. 803, 807, 810. And then if it holds here, 817, whatever it was here on this chart today, and, really bother to look at any data. I don't want to confuse anyone with any type of facts or analysis. Just want to give you a big word salad. Send you home to bed with no dessert. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Quickly turning into just a bitter old man. You kids skateboarding, get off my lawn. I'm like the guy from Gran Torino without the racism. Let's see. Walt. He wasn't really a racist in the end, though. He's just a bit of a curmudgeon. No, he was a racist, but, it's possible to reform. It's possible to reform right here, guys. Right here in your heart. Anyway, but it takes the love of a neighboring Hmong family, to sort of unlock the ice crystals frozen in your heart from when your beloved wife passes away. Oh, great movie there, Gran Torino. Good song at the end. I know Clint does that song, Gran Torino. It's just a it's a tearjerker. I cry at the end of sad movies. Doesn't make me any less of a man, or it does. Whatever. I don't really care. Anyway, guys, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't have Lunar, Brian. I did check that one out. I think you told me about it. I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, a couple months ago. I checked it out. It looked interesting. I just honestly didn't have time. to really get into researching it in depth. Probably knowing me, it probably went way up, and I just left it sitting on the shelf. I have it on my list to dig into it a little bit more, but haven't been able to get there yet, Brian. I really just don't jump into stocks. Very rarely do I jump into a stock without doing a fairly extensive research on it. Fed drops rates and tonight may take profit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Michael. It could drop back down below 8. But we're seeing more consolidation kind of around this 820 level. So, time will tell. I think it's going to go up to 10-11. I think you're you're right. It has failed, but we also haven't seen it consolidate above 8. So, I mean, if you go back out to kind of the yearly, like the last time we really saw any consolidation above 8 was back in February. So, that's been over 6 months and everything has been down below this level, hasn't made any runs. So we're at, 6-month highs. I really don't think it's at all, I think this is the gap here. If people want to talk about gaps that are going to get filled, I think it's basically this one up to this 9.95 level. I think we're going to knock on $10.11, knock on the back door, if you know what I mean. Oh, catfish. I did not, guys. I've been on vacation. I've been on business trips. I have like 2 different escrows going, big deals. I have projects going different parts of the country. So other than just my idiotic channel, I haven't even been able to watch Tanner lately or Tevis. I mean, and I used to watch every one of these guys' shows, so every single show, but I just can't do it right now, guys. I'm just far too busy with work and life and too much going on to watch too much U-turning. But anyway, guys, I don't know. Anybody else have anything interesting to say? I'm going to try to go to the comments, just get an idea what's going on over there. Nothing really interesting on Seeking Alpha. Most all their authors are buys and strong buys. Of course, a lot of SoFi bulls over there. It's generally SoFi bullish. No new re-ratings. So another thing I wanted to talk about is even the bears are kind of really bullish. Like if you look at a guy like the Chia Pet, I mean, his EPS predictions through 2025 are very close to the other analysts' average. He just values the stock at less than half of what the other analysts do, but he starts off with the same assumptions, which really makes no sense whatsoever. But again, I don't think he's trying to be right. I think has an agenda, in my opinion, allegedly. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. And then this guy with Seaport, he just never says anything. He just gives a hold and no price target, but he just raised his EPS. So his EPS for Q3, he had at 2 cents. He just doubled it to 4 cents. So that's a huge increase. You'd think, why not give a price target? Come on, Bill. Sound like an Eagles coach, Bill Ryan. Oh. Anyway, guys, what's going on? What's going on, Ukeko? What's going on, Ben Q? Q3 earnings surprise. Micro penis shorts have to cover their wings at a huge loss. Well, you could get a very, very small European Speedo and still cover those short wings and those short positions there. Ben LeCour. Or Coulier, Dave. Are you any relation to Dave LeCoullier? But anyway, no, I don't want to get into just too much wiener talk here. It's enough. This show's hard enough to take already. But yeah. So what else do you guys want to see? Anything of note? Anything of interest? I don't think there's really been any major like institutional filings. I know there was people were talking about all the filings, but that's just the stock-based compensation. They have to sell some shares to pay the tax on the shares they exercise. It's really not a big thing. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is, Q1 and then Q2, and then through Q2, you start to see this rapid increase in institutional ownership in SoFi. And if you look at this chart, I believe that's just increasing and has been increasing this entire quarter. And I think you're going to see those filings come in quite shortly. But put call ratio, still nothing new there. 0.72 sold out, but they had some kind of straddle or strangle or some kind of Felix type trade where you go to Ibiza and get your big bouffant hair and possibly put on some type of a white suit, little vest, just go around Monaco drinking champagne and whatever. I don't know. Felix seems to have a very glamorous life and involves a lot of travel to exotic locations, a lot of golden retrievers. I mean, a lot of corporate lawyerings, massive, massive revenue, teaching courses to you turds. Do you want to learn to do options? We succeed 80% of the time, 100% of the time. And these courses allow me to afford only the finest of rave drugs. Anyway, guys, so 0.72, a couple of these, sold out of their position, but they're short long. They're in some kind of, a multi-leg position. So I don't really see any big deal there, but there's really no new filings of note. They didn't have that many shares. They had a call at, 700,000 shares, and then they had a put 164. So this may have been hedging, and then they might have had another long position, but whatever. It's not a big deal. It's an interesting position. LMORX, Patient Opportunity Trust, Class R. It's 3 million shares. It's kind of interesting. I don't know who they are. But anyway, guys, nothing really that interesting going on in terms of news for SoFi. Now, Noto's interview, David Furr's interview, again, Derek White's interview, these things all put a vision together, but you have to have some patience and you really have to be willing to study the topics because these interviews are over 50 minutes long, this particular podcast that I'm talking about. And a lot of it's over my head. It's very in depth, and the host is extremely knowledgeable. He's an expert in this field. He's, award-winning journalist. I'm sure he had a career in it, educated in it. It's very obvious he knows an incredible amount about the topics at hand, as do the Galileo management leadership team. And, if you look at a guy like, not just the product guy, but like Derek White, his resume, he actually has more experience, I think, at an executive management level, leading big teams of people, leading big organizations, and even Noto does. So I think he's just another CEO level talent we have at this little company of ours in Utah that's going to be a big, huge, profitable, influential software banking as a service, business doing a million different things. It's going to be whatever you want it to be, whatever you need it to be. Galileo is going to be that responsive, that adaptive, that nimble, that profitable, that incredible, that amazing, just like me. God, voice just will not. I feel like I've swallowed a freaking frog today. Guys, I got to get out of here anyway. Didn't really have that much to say in the first place, but I just see SoFi winning. I mean, yeah, it's only up 7-8 cents today, and that's not going to get anybody from 6 to midnight, but the bottom line is the volume is bullish and they're selling this thing off. I mean, like I said, it just made a 26% move in 8 trading days. I think it was up something 36% in the last 30 days. So, swing traders, different people, they're going to take profits. People that were playing options, people that were playing for the big move to interest rates. Probably some shorts were expecting a quarter, sell off, sell the news. People were expecting half a point. We're expecting more of a rip. They got disappointed. They sold probably, 835, 840, whatever it is, just took what they could get. Maybe got disappointed and sold again, back at 815. Who knows? But the bottom line is the types of traders that we had in this stock when it was being, not when, it is still being heavily shorted, but when it was in this downward descending, wedge of quagmire of the 7th circle of hell that has lasted the last 2.5 years from, last April when the thing finally hit rock bottom, or so we thought. Are we breaking out of it? Are we consolidating above 8? 3 days above 8. It's nothing, guys. I mean, they can still nail this thing anytime they want. The problem is the volume is bullish. The problem is longs are buying in. The problem is I think institutions are buying some of these calls as a hedge. So I just don't think things are predictable. I don't think things are just quite as easy as they used to be. But this chart just looks very, very bullish to me. If you can get up above this area, it can really make a run if you can break out above 10. But I don't want to count my chickens, Bobby Boucher. I would be very, very happy if we get to 1011. I think we're going to get there. I think we're going to meet some resistance at that area, probably check back up, probably wait for more news. But that's it. We're back to like square one. We're back to Chamath, SPAC. Don't turn your back. I'll bend you over a barrel and show you the 50 states while pretending to be this altruistic good guy who's just dumping loads and loads of feces and smelly excrement on the market at far more than it's worth. You want to pay 10? It's worth 50 cents. You want to pay 10? Hello? Oh, God. So many of us bought so much of this garbage, these garbage SPACs. But we had nothing to do. We were stuck at home ordering Uber Eats. You know, masking up. You masking up? Going to Vaughn's. Waiting like a serpentine 3-hour line. My milk's going to be spoiled before I get there. I'm going to provide absolutely no efficacy, no additional safety. Oh, God. Can't even believe that seems like so long ago, doesn't it, that we were all locked in home? It was only not that long ago. It's just a couple years ago. The whole world changed. The whole world was over. Now it's all back to normal. Much like SoFi stock. A lot of times we overreact to everything. I'm not saying COVID wasn't a big deal. I know a lot of people died, but you know, it's just a lot of the stuff that happened in terms of lifestyle was just didn't make any sense to me. But then again, I am not a scientist, as I'm sure you knew by watching this program. Not educated. Got a 6th grade education. Which where I'm from is GED. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome, and hello and welcome. Yeah, I'm talking about near-term price action. I love talking about near-term price action. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything with it. Sir, I bought it at 15 after selling options. Very nice, Mike. Very nice. Way to fight back, not give up. Not feel sorry for yourself. Go with where you are. You know, figure out where you are. The best thing you can do from here to make your situation better, and then work at it relentlessly with discipline. Get back to even. Get to green. You can do it. Be relentless. Be disciplined. Follow your rules. Don't trade on emotion. Average down. Buy low. Sell high. Sell options. All of these things. Don't like and sub. Don't like and sub. Don't like and sub. I got J Money Not a Lurker trying to get me on the bat phone. Trying to get me to slip up. Tell you guys to like and sub. I rip out my fingernails with a Leatherman multi-tool. Maybe a wave. Maybe a wave multi-tool. Stainless steel. It's polished. Cost you over $100. You'll probably lose it. Probably definitely going to lose that little screwdriver socket. Make that thing removable. You flip it over Phillips to a standard. You're going to lose it. Oh, just put it in my pocket. No, don't get that bit set. Start changing those bits. You're going to lose that screwdriver bit. You're going to be screwed. Got to pay shipping on another one. It's going to be like $12. Ship a $1 bit. And no, you can't get one at the hardware store because it's a weird flat shape. It's like an oval or a rectangle. It's not a square. It's not a circle. Oh, I love Leatherman tools. I love multi-tools. I love flashlights. I love cordless tools. I love unnecessary pressure washers. I love air compressors that I don't need. I love utility carts. I love garage storage. I love owning a ton of barbecue smokers, even though I live in the beach in Los Angeles. I love owning, a ton of different charcoal grills that no one ever uses except me. I love just being a weird idiot. Love going down to Home Depot and just buying a bunch of stuff I don't need. Hey, do we need a 27th flashlight? Absolutely. What if there's a brief 20-minute power outage and the other 26 flashlights I have on hand fail? I also need another 100-pack of D-cell batteries that will probably expire right around the same time I do. Get those 10-year batteries. I think they're timing my lifespan. Hey, see this fat guy coming? What batteries should we give him? What are we going to give him? Give him the gold top, copper top, and give him the 10-year. He looks okay. He looks okay for a fat guy. Looks fairly healthy. This son of a bitch. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome. I'm not sure what any of this has to do with SoFi. I'm just basically talking. Like I said, talking to you morons is cheaper than therapy, and I think probably more effective for the problems that I have. So it's up 8 cents. It's up another penny after hours. 60 million shares traded. Slight decrease. I think the day before it was like 63 million. But the uptrend in volume is there. 39 million, 43 million, 46 million, 50 million. 58 million, 63 million, back to 59 million. Not a big problem. So, yeah, not a lurker also loves flashlights. Filtered tap water, indeed. Indeed, not a lurker. How did you know this was not the authentic Crystal Geyser spring water? And this was indeed, you were a little off. You thought it was filtered tap water. Unfiltered ocean tap. A little salty. Get some of those little bay shrimp in there. Get some of those rock crabs. You're getting your protein. You're getting your calcium. Everything a growing boy needs. Holy Moses, smell the roses. Is this, what's your name? What's your real name? P-A-B. I forgot. Was it Paul? Paul Blart? Paul Ashton Kutcher Blart? This guy has an igloo. His wife puts him out in the igloo with a transistor radio. He drills a hole. He gets ice fishing for dinner. By the time he's done with un poco moss, his tush is frozen. He's got the missus frying up fish. And he's got some exclusive Fintech stock deals from yours truly, Danny Deals. You can't do it any better than that. Paul Butler? What is this guy's name? I can't. Phil! Phil, that's right. Hi, Phil. How are you? Forgot your name, buddy. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you catch some fish. The wife lets you back in. You have a good old-fashioned fish fry. Like we do up in Minnesota. You know where we're from. We love the lutefisk up here, guys. It smells like hell. You'll be going to the restroom for weeks, but it's delicious, I tell you. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome. Welcome back, Phil. It's Michael Anthony is here. You could be my hero, baby. I know Michael Anthony in his avatar and standing in a white shirt. Very, slight Latin guy. You think he could possibly be gay besides the fact that he's always having sex with supermodels. He's in some Jesus pose. Just a big fan blowing a white linen shirt. Oh, Latin people in white linen are impressive. I'll tell you that. We got Not a Lurker checking in. Not a Lurker's comic relief is often far funnier than the show. I wish I could tap into those Not a Lurker texts. A separate Not a Lurker text channel. If anybody has the technical prowess to pull that off, I know I don't. Good to see you're doing well, Phil. I was wondering what happened to you. I thought you froze to death out there. Thought the missus went looking for you. No, so it could have been like a Fargo situation. Yeah, she dropped. Oh, she dropped. White Bear Lake. Go Bears. Anyway, guys, what's up? Good to see you, Philip. Yep, I'm in Minnesota. I didn't know you were in Minnesota. Good for you. Hello, now the catch Ivy. Ukeko had the worst of the macro. Deserves to stick around good years. Yeah, I don't know. Ukeko. I don't know why you want to dump even. You did the round trip. It's been 2.5 years of hell. And not hell, but sideways, whatever. Selling calls, not hell. But I'm saying the price action sucked. And now it's getting a lot better. So I don't know. Maybe you see downside from here and you don't want to take the risk. It's understandable. I'm not telling anybody else what to do. When is SoFi having their breakout quarter? Well, I mean, it depends. Do you believe, man? I think we're going to see 5 cents. We've been 2 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent. If we see 5 cents, I think that's a breakout. Now, it's still not a tremendous amount of profit. I don't think it's anything dramatic where we're going to get some, rocket ship type increase, but I think it's very solid. We'll have some gains, hold the gains, possibly stay above $10. I mean, that would be a start. I don't know if I consider $10 a breakout, considering the stock went to 28, 27, 26, and then, pushed up to 12 and then 11 and then it's been to 10. So I don't know if that's a breakout. I think the quarter is a breakout quarter fundamentally for the business. Whether that's going to be a breakout for the share price, two totally different things with this stock. For most stocks, those two things are at least somewhat connected. Not so. This stock behaves very oddly. But again, institutions coming in. That puts the pressure. It's not whether retail or institutions owns the shares. It's what they do with the shares. It's the stability. It's the discipline of not dumping on small increases for small profits, not dumping when you get back to zero. Why make this long, arduous journey and then get dump right when you stop, right when you get back to the starting line, right when you're about to get to the good part, in my opinion? That's what I don't want to see people do. It's not that I'm trying to like pump the stock or push the stock or think it makes any difference whether one of you sells your shares or not. I really don't. But anyway, guys, Brian was here. Deep Night Labs was here. Of course, the great Not a Lurker. Brian with rate cuts and bakes pumping. We'll see, Brian. Well, you just don't know what SoFi is going to do. Sure, there's still a big short on the stock. Institutions are basically having an institution fight, which is equivalent to a sausage fest or a sword fight, whatever you want to call it. They're bumping uglies. They're trading paint. Go fast, turn left. NASCAR. I'm so glad you're free to induce talk about new prison camp. Yeah, guys, I am already ready to go back island hopping. I am so sick of it here. I am going to possibly start living on a boat and possibly start living on an island. I don't know. I don't need to be here in my faux office, beautiful complex to do this stupid job. Talk to you turds. Let's see. Chris, Brian, Benji. What's up, Benji? Good to see you. Dominic Halbach, the man, the myth, the legend. That is me. What's up, Halbach? I got a hall pass. Got a hall pass from Dominic Halbach. I like that name. It's a fun name to say. Hello, my name is Dominic Halbach. I'll be leading this workshop on rebuilding your life after a bad divorce. It's like, have you been divorced? Oh no, I'm happily married with 7 children. I'm Dominic Halbach. I don't know. I make up lives for people who comment just based on Dominic Halbach looks like he could be some kind of a Euro footballer, maybe a soccer player, maybe wears a lot of lotto gear. Maybe he's just backpacking around Europe. Maybe getting a few pints in him, getting a little drunk, punching somebody now and again. I don't know. Mere speculation. Good to see you, Dominic. I got Clap, my dog, here taking a nap with his dog. Good to see you. We got, who else we got here? We got Stockman Mark in the house. Can Admiral Dan sail the SoFi ship to higher seas? It's going to 10-11, Stockman Mark. Put it in the books and send him to the line. It's a great Grant Napier used to say, the Sacramento Kings color man. Put him in the books and send him to the line. Grant Napier and Ted Green, one of the greatest announcing duos in history, I believe, for the Sacramento Kings. Anyway, nobody cares about the Sacramento Kings. So, or of course, the great redheaded ginger Grant Napier. Anyway, I think he got in trouble, some scandal. All these announcers end up getting in some scandal. I think one of them got fired. Some point, he got drunk and said something stupid. I don't know. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, put him in the books and send him to the line. One of the greatest calls in the history of basketball announcing. Got drunk last night, burned my ass hairs, lighting farts, listening to your last video. Oh, that's something. Thanks for that. Thanks for watching, I guess. Be careful. I shouldn't need to put a disclaimer on this, but I do not endorse you trying to light your farts on fire and burning your ass. So that's your responsibility. This is not financial advice, and this is not circus freak advice. So I would definitely try to not light yourself on fire. I would advise against it. Let's see, that's Not a Lurker checking in, the great Not a Lurker, of course. Oprah Stick Bag is here. Got Deep Night Labs. Got Stockman Mark. Do not smash the like, guys. That would be very, very foolish. Your computer will blow up. I don't want to make a joke about that Lebanon thing. God almighty. It's crazy. Crazy stuff Israeli intelligence is up to. My God. It's brilliant. It's weird. I mean, just, all your pagers and radios start to explode. It's quite the operation. I don't even know how to characterize it. It's way above my pay grade. Sold 527 shares, 830 for my little swing play, holding 5K. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Sold 10% of your shares, near the highs. It's made a very nice run. I have absolutely no problem with that. We got Mr. Potato Head. I think that's me. Jeff Presley. Hello, future millionaires. Hello, current millionaires. Lisa SH. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? What's up once again, Jeff? Mr. Premium the Option is here. What's up, Mr. Premium the Option? We got Lisa. We got Stockman Mark. Already said hello. I think I've said hello to everybody now. Just want to acknowledge the great Dale P. on his serene lake. Palantir. Oh yeah, I already read that. So this is kind of where I started. We got Tortuga de Rio. I've already eaten this sub sandwich today, Dominic. How did you know? Hallback. He ain't no hallback guy. Oh my God, some of those Gwen Stefani songs. I can't even listen to those on the radio anymore. It's too much. It's like what's that? Offspring. Keep them separated. I can't listen to it. I just want to crash my car into a telephone pole when it comes on. I'm one of the few people who still listens to the goddamn radio. I don't have Sirius. My phone doesn't plug into my car. I have an old piece of shit Honda that I drive to work. I have cool classic cars too for the weekend, but my piece of shit Honda doesn't even have like Bluetooth or anything. Oh, my little mule. It's a CRV. Anyway, guys, I don't know why anybody's still watching this. I don't think I'm talking about SoFi anymore. Yeah, the Palantards are insufferable, Dominic, but they've made a ton of money, so that's made them even more insufferable. It's the next $1 trillion company. I mean, it's not even $100 billion company yet. And I mean, their sales are honestly just above SoFi. It's a tiny little nothing burger company. They just got S&P 500 inclusion. People are already thinking, they're going to be the biggest company in the world. How do you know? Is what they do really impossible to duplicate? Maybe it is. Maybe they're going to grow huge. But, when you're talking about a company doing just a few billion in sales, you're getting a multiple, 20x sales or something? 15x sales. I mean, SoFi is getting 3. SoFi is growing a similar rate. I think SoFi will have better margins than Palantir. I said it. I think SoFi is more built to scale. Palantir has to support, customize. There's all sorts of service outside sales. There's going to be all sorts of costs. They think don't apply to them, but they do. The paradigm shift of their business and product is there, but the paradigm shift of outside sales is not. You still have to pay for that stuff. You still have to educate the market. You still have to get out there and pay for the steaks and skee ball and strip clubs these salesmen want. You're not different. You're not better. I don't care what it is. You're selling this shit. Galileo is far more automated, formalized in their processes. I understand it. People that I know, this Palantir sales force, it's burgeoning. It's going to be impressive. It's going to be a juggernaut. But it's not there yet. This company's not making the money to support this valuation, in my opinion. Now, do I have the balls to short it? Of course not. I'm not going to short Palantir. Get my ass handed to me. That carp guy. It's crazy hair. Opposite of Noto. We start at $10 before earnings. I think it's going to go to $10.11 before earnings. I think we're going to get a huge guidance raise. I think everybody knows it. I think the stock's going to run. I think it's going to stay over 10. I think it deserves to stay over 10. I think there's going to be a mild, not a short squeeze, but sort of a short, a short choking. Let's see, guys. Palantir will stay nosebleed levels forever. It will sell as people see better opportunities to make dollars. But yeah, I mean, of course, Chris, you're right. I mean, it made a big move, and I think it's a little overvalued. It's not to say I wouldn't buy back in. I'm probably just bitter because, like Tevis, I sold. I made a really nice profit on the stock. I doubled my money, but I sold just way, way too early. I could have 4x my money or whatever, 3x anyway. But buy high, sell low. You're doing it wrong. Yes, also buy the calls from Savage. You guys are giving advice. Some of you have an agenda. La Mucho Paquito. What's up, Air Force? How you doing? I heard David Fury Galileo has a plethora of pinatas to use for machine learning. Yeah. I mean, Chris, I don't know how you could tell me I have a plethora of pinatas when you don't even know what a plethora is. How dare you, Guapo? It's John Blanjovi here to spice things up. What's up, my friend? It's Eric White's older brother of shortstop Walt Weiss. I believe Eric was a second baseman. They were a kid. Those Weiss could turn a mean double play. Of course, you Oakland A's fans know where I'm going with this. Ricky Reddy. Lisa SH, now a sticky. Air Force, Clank here, the upper. Yeah, I mean, it's very close, Air Force. It's been right up there at 850. So give it a day. I mean, these options are heavy. Watch what happens Monday. I think there's not that much time, guys. The time is getting compressed just the way, time decay can work against you. Time compression can work for you. This is going to put pressure on the shorts to make a decision. Noto's been hinting that, Q3 is going to be very, very good. The more institutions buying in, the more pressure it puts, the more shares come off the table, the less weak-handed retail swing traders and day traders and just, bedwetters you have in there, the better off you're going to be. A lot of us are battle hardened. We're not selling below 10. I'm not selling anywhere near 10. I mean, I might sell at 10 if it just jumped to 10 for no reason and it was going to sell back off. I might flip it. But long term, I'm not by any stretch. I think I want to sell this stock, at least 25 in a few years. That's my hope. That's my dream. When I see my dream board, that's what I see. Anyway, guys, I would say I don't have anything else to say. I don't think I really had anything to say in the first place. Let me get you a final check of the live short interest. Then I'll get you turds out of here, kick you in the nuts, and send you on your way. Let's see. Yeah, so holding at 3 million returned. Cost to borrow was as high as 1.57 today. Again, the minimum was negative. So same old song, guys. Algo was working very, very hard today. I mean, it was trying to do a little shallow bull. Of course, you saw the volume increase. That's not the daily. So that's weird mountain pattern. We never see this type of thing with SoFi. Looks like some sort of a close encounters of the third kind situation. But the algo working very hard today. Some big orders coming in, but overall very, very flat. So algo working hard at 60 million. Not borrowing, so they're selling off. Some of the short-term people selling off. Probably some of the hedge funds and stuff. Some of the shorts, some of the short longs maybe selling off. Who knows? They stepped on it, but stocks made a pretty big move in the recent past, and while this interest rate cut is fairly exciting and we think it will affect the demand for SoFi's products extremely positively, that is still speculative. It's yet to be proven. We have to see, these margins increase as SoFi scales. People want proof. The Gary Garvers of the world, they want proof. They want hair care products. They want, permanence. I was like, you want a perm? It's like, absolutely. I owned a stock in 1972. We sold calling cards. Give me a perm. All right, here we go. Here we go, ma'am. Anyway, guys, I think that's more than enough. I think probably 5 minutes was more than enough. I think no show at all would have been just perfect, but this is what we got. Want to thank Alberto Bertiables. Not sure if he was here. Want to thank the great Not a Lurker J Money, who was also working the text line. There's Alberto. There's our main man, Alberto. What's going on? Didn't see you above, Alberto. Sorry about that. I think I saw you. You were saying, I think you're trying to wife up Lisa or something. I think you already have a wife. No, I have no idea if you're married, but I know it's all good and fun on the internet. We have our internet wives, our work wives, our real wives, our dogs, our children, our extended family, trusted members of the clergy, soccer moms, PTAs, various groups. Just Alberto and Lisa having their own private chat. So I'll maybe take another look at Lunar. Yeah, they got a big contract, huh, Brian? Yeah, what did this price action do though? 4.8 billion over 10 years. It's a nice contract for a small company. Yeah, I went to the opener Mopar for life at SoFi. Saw us take a tough loss to a horrible Charger team, just absolute kick in the balls. Yeah, NEO doing very nicely today. But Phil, don't forget, NEO was at $5.60 like 2 days ago. They hammered it yesterday when they had the earthquake near their factory, and then had no effect. It was like a 4.6, but hammered the stock all the way down to 5. Now it's back up 7%, but it's a false move because it was already at 560 on an upward trajectory. So now like 530, 540, whatever it is. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Catfish is batshit crazy. I don't think so. I think he's just an individual. I think he's a very talented individual. Yeah, I'm gonna do a rock opera on SoFi if they ever get the beat I want. But yeah, I hear you, Keko. What's the next important date for 10x? I mean, we're gonna get data. I think we're gonna get P3 data much sooner than people think on 10x. I think that is a huge opportunity. I don't want to push penny stocks because it's gone way down and people are like, oh, it went way down. I tried to explain the way you have to play these things when they do these dilutive money raises. You have to be prepared to average down hard to get your cost basis down where it should be. Because usually what happens if they do an offering at, say, $1, the stock will fall down to 60 or 65 cents. So you can buy in cheaper than institutions just bought in, but what'll happen is they'll get capitulation of retail, they'll buy up all the shares, then they'll send it up afterward. That's how these penny stock scams work. Now, I don't think Titanic is a scam, but it could very easily work that way. Been a lot of shenanigans around that stock with Roth. But I would say when we start to see P3 data come in, Carl, they have enough money now to complete everything all the way through FDA approval. So we're just going to be waiting for P3 results. And the P3 duration is only 6 weeks per patient. So it could come very, very quickly. I think maybe we'll see data early next year. Baffling. Chris, things think they're dumb. Should make dinner with Schmidt. I mean, they have to be making money killing the options, enough money killing the calls at 850, 9, whatever it is. Yeah, SoFi above 10, Raiders win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. Hell will freeze over. It doesn't matter how much short it is doing it. This guys gives a fuck about there's no buying pressure. There's quite a bit of buying pressure, Yukeko. You're not seeing the accumulation. You're just getting caught up in the pattern. These are mechanics. They hold the stock. They are buying. They are accumulating. Look at the institutional ownership. Where do you think this is going? I mean, look at this trajectory. Coming on, this is buying pressure. This is exactly what this is. They're continuing to buy. It doesn't need to squeeze. It's just come up off of 6. Touched 850. Now it's consolidating around 820 the last 3 days. No problem. It's doing great. It's going to move to 1011. Watch what happens next. Watch this space. Anyway, guys, I said hello to as many of you turds as I think I can. Mike Hill was here. The crowd goes wild. Is Princess J here? Oh my God. We are blessed with her presence. Blessed with her presence. What a great woman. Princess J. I can't believe how lucky a turd like me got. Get somebody that good. Usually a turd doesn't wind up with a princess. Usually you have to be some kind of a ginger, play polo, get you some weird Meghan Markle. Not me. I go quality. I go Princess J. Let's see. Not a lurker's hijacking my channel. Shane, AM radio. Yeah, exactly, Shane. I'm like, you're just in the car. You don't care what it is. Just play the fucking AM radio. It's free. So many things are free. I steal coffee from hotels. They don't mind. I tell jokes to the people who work there. They love me. They always have great coffee in the lobby. Go in, read you a paper, get you some free Wi-Fi, have a cup of coffee, have a scone. They don't care. They think I'm a guest. They see me all the time. Who's this fat guy drinking coffee in a SoFi shirt? Don't worry. It's Danny Deals. He's here all the time. Security. Anyway. So I don't know. That's it, guys. This has been a complete train wreck, but I think there's plenty of buying pressure, but there's a lot of money on the other side trying to hold the stock down, but it's been going up right now. I mean, I don't see how it moved from 6 to 850 with no buying pressure. I don't see why it didn't sell the news with no buying pressure. And see why institutional ownership is going up with no buying pressure. I don't see why the institutional put call ratio gets, more and more positive with no buying pressure. I mean, the puts are coming down, the calls are going up. If you look at the midterm, long-term trends, don't look at the daily. Don't look at them stepping on it today and give up. You're not a quitter. Pour yourself a stiff drink and get back in the ring. Get back on the horse. Billy Jack. I don't know who you're talking to. Hopefully no domestic violence going on in the chat. Anyway, guys, I got to get going. This broadcast is stagnated long ago. Oh, thanks, Not a Lurker. Princess J was here and the crowd goes wild. Just do a wave every time Princess J gets here. I'll start. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. Almost goodbye and goodbye. I try to make this show 10 minutes. I've been talking for an hour and 4 minutes about absolutely nothing. I don't know why anyone is watching this. I hope it was at least funny. I'm pretty sure it was not informative. But guys, the stock has just made a really nice move off of $6. That was just beginning of August, so that's less than 2 months off $6, and then it was down at 676 or whatever that was, just a week and a half ago. So it looks really good. We're in an uptrend. We're making higher lows. We're making higher highs. Ever since, I would argue, kind of right here-ish. So 2 months. It could even argue here, 3 months. So short-term uptrend. Hope it turns into a midterm uptrend, and we'll just have to see where it goes, guys. Might be killing options tomorrow at 8. Might be killing options tomorrow at 8:50. We'll just have to see what happens. A lot depends on the market. Today was more green, but if you look at the recent past, even some red days, SoFi has gone up. So SoFi the last month or two has not behaved like SoFi the last 2 years. It's been a little bit of a different stock. So we'll just have to see where it goes. Yeah, everybody listens to the Chia Pet. They love him. Chia. Do not like and subscribe. Princess J gets furious if you like and subscribe. Last time you liked and subscribed, she hit me with a frying pan. Not one of those cheap ones you get from Target, like a Calphalon. No, I'm just kidding. Princess J is the most lovely person, I've ever met. I often say my most favoritist person in the world. Bar none, full stop. Princess J. Absolute champion of my heart. Anyway, sweetheart, it's wonderful to see you in our chat. I hope you're having a great day. For the rest of you, I don't really care about you, so, whatever. Guys, I'll talk to you again real soon. SoFi up a penny after hours to 820, 60 million volume, 3 million shares returned, blah, blah, freaking blah. Un poco mas. All the energy of a banana slug. I wish I was back on vacation. God, I hate you guys. Goodbye.